and welcome to another review from Colour with Claire. Today I'm reviewing the brand new release from Millie Marotta. This is Beautiful Birds and Treetop Treasures. So everyone will know that this is her brand new book she's been working on for a while. And her previous books, we have Curious Creatures, Wild Savannah, Tropical Wonderland and Animal Kingdom, are all of the same shape, size and format, so it goes really well with the other books as well. And as you can see, it has a light sort of lime green spine, so they look really sweet on the shelf together. So let's get started on this review. So as you can see, as usual, we have the beautiful gold foiling accents to the cover. The cover itself is really smooth and matte like her other books, and on the back we have no foiling, just a half coloured image and some monochrome illustration. So when we open up the book, we have this attached fold out dust jacket. Well, it's not a dust jacket, it's just the cover that folds out, so there's no sort of jackets that are separate that are going to slip down the book or fall off and stuff, which I don't like. And this is in this beautiful lime green, the same as the spine, with some white illustration on there. The same is on the back, so they all coordinate really well, and there's a bit there about Millie's previous books. So as we open up, we have the title page and the copyright information. We have another introduction from Millie, as she does with every book of hers, where she just explains a little bit about the inspiration for the book and why she has chosen the certain subjects that she's chosen. Then we get straight into the illustrations. So obviously, with this being called Beautiful Birds and Treetop Treasures, we know that there's going to be a lot of birds, flying things and things that favour living in trees, basically. So there are lots of birds. We also have things like koalas and bears and things that like living in trees or high up. So it's not just birds, and the birds are very varying and wide ranging. So we have the single page designs like this, and we have the wallpaper designs, so it's all in Millie's signature style. As we go through the book, you'll see that some designs are pretty much the same as each other on these facing pages, but one has more detail and one has less detail. So this is perfect for adding shading and practicing your blends and things like that, because you've got a bit more room in the individual sections to do that, and then you have like a hyper detailed version as well. So the paper is exactly the same as the previous books as well. It feels really thick, it's bright white, the line art is very crisp, and there's lots of scope for doing backgrounds with a lot of these images. So we have like tree snakes, birds in the nest, cockatoo type birds, and we have chameleon. And obviously you can see that this one is one I've completed. I've used pretty much everything on this page. I've chucked everything I've got at it just to see how the paper does hold up in this particular version, because when I reviewed Curious Creatures and Wild Savannah, I noticed that if you pushed particularly hard with your water-based pens, they would bleed through to the other side, and that is probably why Millie has released deluxe editions of her first couple of books for this reason. But I originally coloured this, I coloured these here with Staedtler Tri-Plus colour pens, and I coloured the rest with Spectrum Noir Aqua Blend pencils with water, and then I used pastels to make this bokeh effect, this blurry effect on the background, and then finally I used gel pen, gold gel pen, to do the inside lines of the bee and some of this sparkle down here as well. I also used Winsor & Newton watercolour markers to get this dotted and glowy effect around the bee as well. So everything's been used on this. Now let's take a look at the back. As you can see, where I did the Staedtler Try Plus. I was quite heavy on that because I was blending two colours together, which isn't easy with watercolour pens. But a lot of the other things have also shadowed through as well. So for example, the Winsor & Newton watercolour markers, and in certain places where I've added water to the watercolour pencils as well. So just do be aware that if you use a particularly heavy hand or a lot of wet media, you are going to get shadowing or even bleed on this book. As I say, if that's not something you want to happen, get the deluxe editions because they're one-sided and they're really thick and they're able to take everything. Now there isn't a deluxe edition of Curious Creatures or this book, and I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but we will keep you updated if there is. So yeah, that's one that I've finished. I really enjoyed doing that one actually. And then we have some more birds, lots of foliage as well, lots of naturistic designs. We have these spherical images as well, more wallpaper designs. So we have some pages that have a lot of repeating pattern, and there are quite a lot of standalone pages as well. And there's quite a lot of illustrations here. I'm not sure on the actual number of illustrations. Let me just see if I can find out. But there are 96 pages, as with the other books, I believe. So it's all pretty much the same thickness and the same amount of illustrations to colour, which is a lot. And obviously with Millie's style, there's a lot of different sections to colour in and bits and bobs. So you are getting a lot of hours of colouring time here. Paper's a little bit toothy. It's smooth, but it does have tooth to it, so it is ideal for pencils, and that's what Millie recommends anyway. So definitely, if you're a fan of Millie's work and sort of aviary type illustrations and nature, you will really love this one. Now at the back you can see that there's a bit of a glossary here, and this tells you about every single creature in the book. It gives you the English name and the Latin name for the creature as well, so that's really useful for referring to, and then you can Google it and see the colour scheme of these birds if you wanted to make it really true to life, and so it will really help you do that. Now there's a blank double spread here for you to create your own beautiful birds and treetop treasures. So if you wanted to do your own scene in Millie style, you could do that as well. And then we just have a blank page here that you could probably use to test mediums if you didn't want to do this. So that is the book. It comes out on the 7th of September. It is currently on Amazon for £9.99 in pounds. I'll be leaving all the links in the description for buying it from all over the place, US, UK and worldwide as well. Now, I have a very special ending to this review. I have a second copy of Beautiful Birds and Treetop Treasures, and I really don't need two, so I'm giving this away. You can enter by clicking on the link in the description, which will take you to my blog post for this review, and there will be a Rafflecopter entry system there where you can just tick off different tasks like visiting my Facebook, liking my YouTube, whatever, and you will be entered into the competition to win this. It's a worldwide giveaway. I'll be posting this anywhere in the world, so please do get your entries in, and I'd love to know what you think about this book, so leave me a comment, like the video please, and do subscribe to my channel if you're enjoying it. So I will see you soon on Colour with Claire.